Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so welcome back to the Unpack session. I wanted to unpack your entire show because there's a level layer of clarification about some things. Because I'm telling you guys that there's a level layer of unfairness here. There's a level layer of divisive, abusive antics going on here. And there's a level layer of what I'm not going to tolerate. And I'm going to explain this in the best nature that I can, that a lot of you who are attending my shows on Periscope Twitter are going to end up getting Periscope Twitter too. Because when I tell you that I have a right to use the platform, I do. I have a right to do business and network. And what you don't have the right to do is terrorize, provoke, gaslight, and intimate marker violence, terrorize, provoke, and irritate and piss me off the phone. The only thing that it's going to do is make me more determined to do the bricks off social media, Facebook and Twitter. Because y'all seem to think it's a joke. And you're taking me for a joke. And I'm not playing. I'm not playing with the city of Pensacola. I'm not playing with the city of Atlanta. I'm not playing with the city of Los Angeles. I'm not playing with the city of New York. I'm not playing with the city of Miami either. I'm not playing with the state of Florida, state of Georgia, state of California, or New York. I'm not playing with the UK either. And when I tell you that I'm not playing, what I had to do just a few minutes ago shouldn't have to happen. And when I tell you that I'm not going to provoke, tormented, gaslit, irritated, and pissed off, because some of you have a level of narcissism so deep within you, you have a level of playing sadistic, nasty March Madness games within you, and you don't know when to quit, or you think that pushing this is going to work out well for any one of you, including the wealthy, well-connected narcs, because the dude that got on here talking about I'm connected, so am I. Your point? See, the difference between me and y'all is I don't use connection to abuse. I don't use who I'm related to abuse, name drop to abuse. I don't mention people for a reason. I don't use connections, industry, non-industry, to get what I want. In fact, I don't talk to them. Because I don't have a level of entitlement. I wanted to get this part out of the way so we can get into the nitty-gritty, nuts and bolts of the Unpack session. Because we're going to start doing those after dark Unpack sessions so that we can all enjoy a level and layer of after show. A level and layer of whether good or bad. So hard, everybody. But I wanted to address the people who want to keep on playing nasty games. And who insist on being as nasty and evil as they want to be. And keep up the levels of degradation, irritation, provocation that you're keeping up. And when I tell you you're grossly, negatively affecting Dawn Diva Coaching, I am CC Coaching, Team World Online for Children, adolescents, young adults, and Talk Radio Diva, the power to do more with the Talk Radio Diva, myself. What you're doing is not only ineffective, bullying, harassment, degradation to my business brand, degradation to my business brand we roll out, and degradation to a small business, which I have rights to sue social media, because I've addressed it in writing since 2016, 2017, 2018. And I told them to get their nasty, disgusting, out of order, trifling, troll farm under control. That includes up to Tina Lawson's troll farm, the box that Carlos Ellie made, and other answers to buffoonery. And when somebody has the nerve to get in my life before asking me, oh, do you think you're going to die alone? Why would you ask that psychotic mess? You sound just like Carlos Ellie. The same one retired from the OWN Network. And my exes that went to the OWN Network. So now you understand the layers of why I'm doing this Unpack session, because the live went left. And because the live went left, because of an egregious level of a narc ex who is under a fake account yet again, says he has multiple accounts and does not want to quit, then I'm going to make you quit. Because by through social media, as subsequent aggregators, enablers of your narcissistic foolery, then they'll make you quit. They'll make your wealthy, well-connected connections quit that are industry, including Miss Lawson, Mr. Carter, Miss Carter Knowles, and Miss Petty, my FedEx new wife, my FedEx under witness protection. And since it's funny to keep going with these levels and layers of narcissistic foolishness, I'm documenting it to protect myself and the death threats that I've gotten, the provoking, and the bullying and harassment that I've gotten. I'm fed up with. And y'all seem to think you're untouchable, and I'm sick of it. I'm going to do my Unpack session just for a moment, but I'm reminding each and every last one of you wealthy, well-connected narcs, including the Carter Knowles who threatened me about suing me for what? When the little girl in my house said, "That's my aunt." Okay. I don't like your aunt. I don't like your sister. In-law, your uncle, in-law. I don't like your dad. I love you, but I hate your dad. Your dad's a narcissist. A paranoid schizophrenic diagnosed. So while the guy got on here asking me about diagnoses, let me explain something to you about improper diagnoses and being paid to improperly diagnose or grievously misdiagnosed. When I was certified to be Asperger's in 2016 by a specialist. So not only is it documented, but there is a level and layer of failure to treat and failure to intervene. And I didn't need treatment. In fact, I needed protection from wealthy, well-connected narcs, including a billionaire mother, billionaire father, billionaire grandmother, selfish, nasty folks who had their own selfish agenda for this. So before we get into the Unpack session, I want to debunk all the things that went left so we can get into the good part. Because there's no excuse for continuing to torment, provoke, bully, harass, and family members who have IT backgrounds. I'll have you federally investigated, criminally sued, civilly sued, and put your behind in jail. And it means extended family members who are in industry. And I don't have no problem putting you in jail over your antics. Because I don't like you anyway. And you've done this enough. And you've abused enough. And I absolutely hate you. Joke or no joke, I don't like you. And I'm not going to forgive you. And before y'all take me through a level of emotional abuse, torment, provoke, and gaslight like y'all been doing all month long, and I'm talking about the March Madness because everybody hates you all. Nobody likes what you did. I like my mother. They hate her because they know she's nasty and evil as all get out. They don't like my father because they know that you sat there and did this. Y'all benefit from this. Everybody hates you. And I do too. I have every right to hate my own mother and father. I love my father in some instances as my biological father, but I hate it. I hate my mother because she's a lousy, nasty, narc mother who can't stand that her daughter excels past her and is doing well. That's what a mammy does. That's what a pappy does. An incel father and an incel mother are the worst things to have, especially when their child surpasses them. And they feel it's okay to humiliate, torment, provoke, and gaslight their child, or egregiously embarrass and humiliate their child, or do things that to cover up their scandal for 30 years plus. And it cost me a lot, including my career, my businesses. Yet you greedy, nasty, miserable, nasty, wealthy, well-connected sociopaths aren't even sorry. I got extras that were sent to me. I'm aware of that now. I'll never forgive you because you got close to me, and I'll never trust again. I'll never trust another man as long as I live, even if I got married. I would never trust you. I would never trust you as far as I'm concerned. Because I can trust that you'll lie, cheat, steal, provoke, gaslight, just like my own family did me. So what makes you think I would trust a man? I would never do that. I'm not stupid. Family got punitive psychiatry their own. Then it means that you're a sick, nasty person. You tried to break your ears me. You tried to gain have me conservatorship. You dang near pretty much paid to have me misdiagnosed. Because Asperger's used to be under the schizophrenia until from 1911. But in 1984, they did further studies about the spectrum. Asperger's is spectrum. So don't you ever get on my live asking me stupid, ignorant questions, disrespectful questions, and play my face. Because the Lake Bay Center will be sued federally, civilly, criminally. My billionaire mother, who played all these narcissistic games, my billionaire father will be getting a lawsuit and a criminal restraining order and not allowed to talk to me ever. Because what you did ruined my life. What you did and gathered together with wealthy, well-connected other people who benefit from this and put in my fat asses deserve to rot in a jail where you belong. Your hate level of violation, emotional abuse, tormenting, gaslighting, humiliation, degradation is something I can never come back from. And thank you for being so nasty and evil to show me that the world has nasty, horrible people, including people you're related to, or dating, or slept next to. Enabled a billionaire, nasty, disgusting narc to get what she wants and pay agencies to do what she wants. And this disgusting woman played in my face about Social Security. But she had my exes over to her network. I hope that woman rots in prison until her spoke on. So she did it to cover up her scandal. She didn't care. She was benefiting her. And any father that would do that because he signed on for this BS to cover things for her. And their scandals shows me exactly how far people are willing to go to abuse their power to keep it. Money is the root of all evil. But in this Unpack session, part of this helps with this legacy to move on from it. And people like that. So I want to leave that there and go into the Unpack session. The aftermath of dealing with narcissists. Having self-love for yourself. Loving yourself enough to address IT hack, network tampering, network abuse, trolling, provoking, gaslighting, egregious levels of damages to business. Emotional abuse and torment to the manner of I could never come back from it mentally. But I'm okay. So I'm a strong, resilient woman. When wealthy, well-connected white narcs, black narcs, and then on top of that, our median narcs play these games because they do my face. Trinidadian narcs play these nasty narco games and think it's fine because you don't want to lose everything you have. You deserve to lose everything you have and then some. Sinful. Maybe the shoes on the other foot, you were humbled a bit, then you'll understand what it means that I didn't ever need humbling. I've always been a good person. You people are so disgusting, sadistic, nasty, and hurtful people. And any husband that would humiliate his wife, girlfriend, fiance, and think that she would want anything to do with you, you have to be the looniest, psychotic, sadistic, nasty, somatic, cerebral, narcissistic, pathological, abusive psychopath to think that somebody would want to be with you. I just see that live for less than 2 hours, and it's being free. Because I have a provoker, gaslighter, who have the audacity to get on you, call me names, question my mental health. Didn't I talk to you guys about that these narcs have been doing for 2 to 3 years while they were sitting to go through gaslighting, but they should stay calm and talk over a hoarse voice. So the police department lied on me, sheriff's department lied on me, playing top. Man, sir, stop talking over me. 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 I'm in a room with no furniture because I donated to charity, all $3,500 worth of it. Ma'am, sir, stop talking over me. 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 So it sounds like I've been lied on many years. Several agencies that were bought on paid off. You can text me at 866-727-9323 or 404-418-5104, or you can call in line 515-602-9765 to stay after show. This after show with Rodriguez even started to do more. Cash App Love offerings are $IMTC Coaching, $on Libra Coaching, $Team One Online, And dollar sign talk radio, the talk radio DVCT, the power to do more. And the thing is, yeah, I'm entitled to a lot. I may or may not get it because too many wealthy, well-connected aren't involved. It takes a lot of years of litigation. It takes a lot of levels of proving things. I did. It takes getting a lawyer, not a corrupt one. I went to still LDF, they denied me. And then on top of that, I was in New York. But looking seemingly, there's federal cases that are going on right now. I'm aware of that. It's going to take a long time before I get justice. So the person who sat there and played my face that Breonna Taylor did justice before I do, she probably will. She's supposed to. But it pisses me off that people will sit there and say stuff like that when I should get justice. I should get a level layer of a federal lawyer. Like I looked for years, 30 years to be exact plus. Criminal lawyer that I looked for 3 years plus. Tax lawyer for 3 years plus. The reason why I'm not in court for fraud is because I didn't commit fraud. The reason why I'm not being sued is because, guess what? I didn't commit any level of egregious levels of breaking the law. Criminal revenue reported these things. The banks reported these things. Investigations were done. And lo and behold, they tied into the same billionaire nasty woman and the same billionaire nasty man. And the worst part about it, it affected multiple people, not just myself. So when you call in live 515-602-9765, Josh Hunt Love Offering, Palestine AMC Coaching, Palestine Non-Vegan Coaching, Palestine Team World Online, Palestine Talk Radio Diva, it's for me to be able to continue to provide you good content, to provide you things to do my talk radio station, Talk Radio Diva, to rebuild my businesses, whether I have any money or not, to do it myself and not even worry about a freaking handout or entitled to things that I was entitled to at birth, but denied because of nasty narcs and liars who don't want to go tell the truth. But too bad, so sad I did it for them. I'm not worried about it. I don't want anything from them. I hate them. The hate was done to me. But my thing is, in this Unpack session, I want you guys to know the real raw insight, how I really feel. I'm a life coach, wellness coach, divorce coach. I'll be certified this year. I'll be working with DCF. I used to work with them a long time ago, and I did insurance for medicals. I was medical transfer centers to be. No. I work with children. I worked with Simpson DJJ at the council at RA. I worked for Lutheran Services. I went to the same place I used to run away to a long time ago. I was a runaway. Because I went through trauma. I went through life-changing things. I ran away from home a couple of times. My mom took me to get counseling. So I started out getting counseling and being seen. And the doctor failed to look at forensically at my history. Failed to do homework. He would have found my federal records. I should have got authorization to get him. He would have known that I'm Asperger's. But he failed to do his job. So now you know how far they're willing to go to cover up failures because I was a teenager. Because nobody wants to admit that I have Asperger's since I was a teenager. If not since I was a baby. But it's in my federal records are sealed. I'm not delayed. I'm not stupid. I just rejected it. I'm Asperger's. I want you guys to know. I had to embrace this being a human, walking, born brain damaged. I don't produce the chemicals or realize walking radio. I cried because my family introduced me into being a real life walking radio. Because I realized I was Asperger's. And then I studied somebody Asperger's while I was homeless. And I have the same mannerisms of an autistic person. It is kind of understanding things to live in. Am I embarrassed? Sure. I'm so used to being embarrassed and humiliated. Of course, normal. I'm used to cruelty. I'm used to people being so mean to me and God awful that I don't know what it is to be loved right, the right way. Don't know what it is. I'm level because I have a teacher that took me in. Me and my sister. She was supposed to be a one should. We went to jail, me and my sister. I had a sister. She raised out there in college. I was supposed to be living in Gulf Springs, actually. Someone told me the story. The lady was trying to. So, I took a week ago. The teacher told me to go up. And at first, being drawn Spanish accent having because our foster mother was Spanish. I had a Spanish accent as a little girl. So I know how to roll my eyes like that. Perfect. And when I tell you that to tell a story, my story to tell. Because my mom broke me up on my Spanish accent early, and I learned how to speak and eventually about work. I learned how to read early. I was 5 and 6 years old, reading at 7, 8-year-old level. I took the gifted today. I was supposed to go to the PAC program for gifted children. So advanced gifted technical and blind children. I was a female children. And PAC programs, female children, and my mom did. You wouldn't let me be asking. She didn't let me fall behind. She put me on the foundation of this. They were thrown at me at birth. I was probably going to get killed at birth because I was the most color in the section. Everything born looking white. My sister wasn't born looking white. And I understand it now more than ever. And that's okay. I'm okay with that now. I'm learning how to fight. But that's another because those options were open. And after that year, adoptions were then sealed. So that's the reason why also. But they were things for 30 years. But if something saved my life, I would be dead now. I don't know how to accept something. And I knew for years. I didn't want to tell you something. I told my mother my brother just me and my sister. They were because of who and who we were related to and what happened in the meeting happened to me. I never wanted to break down. I never wanted to talk about it because it opens up the pain with seeing myself. Because for a long time I thought I was wanted from my mother. Let it be, we're just going to get away. We would have been children. We were white enough. And that's understandable because back then, interracial marriages, interracial relationships weren't common. Interracial babies were just becoming more accepted on the level that we were made. We were going to be accepted if we were been children. That's their feelings. Our feelings are hurt. There's a deep feeling all over the place. When someone told me, yeah, free protection, again. So I'm having said the real me in the last 4 months. I'm having said some things that were harsh realities. And when I did this and dressed up like this, it's not just about the whole other nation online. It's about my soul coming on together to be whole. Because I'm broken from birth. I know who I am. I'm just now accepting it. I'm accepting the Asperger's. I'm accepting of my family to the firm. Being who I really am. My heart is hurting. There's a lot of grief I'll try to unpack in a short amount of time so I can get back to normal and explore the girl I always was. Somewhere. So this Unpack session is about learning how to love yourself, all of you, even the parts that you're just really finding out. And it shocks you, it floors you, it does this brings all these tears. And there's coming full circle of your legacy. I don't want anything from alone in my life. I just want to breathe, everything, get it out there. And grieving all because that's what it's like. It's empty. God's meaning. That's super colors. And that's on top of your heart. I've been worried about going more on to someone who's incredible. Perspective. A little sassy. A little sassy. Or spicy. And somebody a little bit swimming at one time. A little bit more graceful all the time. I was always professional before this happened. But life don't do me. Life really cares about me. It changed me. It took away everything. When you come to life has changed me. Life has seriously altered my life experiences has changed me. I never thought that I would have the dark confession over years ago. You know, I took and get it on Spotify and you can get it on Google. And every other platform there is, you get it on podcast network. And any platform, look it up yourself. I got it distributed so that you where they will oversee I literally have rebuilt myself from the foundation of birth and the level of the level of emotional abuse, yes, but I really level of the legacy energy, the legacy make sure that I was okay and that I was reminded that all of that changed relationship. And I want to tell you that this has been hard. I had to learn how to cope with an outrageous amount of things that affected my life, affected my career, affected my life experience as a parent. My first child was damaged from all of this. She lost so much damage that it means her angry. She took, she found it adult. We took advantage of her trust in no one. And there's a level of aware of abuse and childishness and emotional abuse that has its own. The greatest levels of you can never fix it. You can never fix all of that. You can never literally legitimately ever say I'm sorry. I'm here. And when I dress up like this, it was not the loss of it. I think that it was there to talk to one thing. I saw the constant look in her eyes. I saw the checked out look in her eyes. I'm sad. I got phone calls today. I'm not protecting myself, protect my daughter. She needs to keep that to the bus stop. She was not going to do that. She would have died. And so I'm talking because my daughter's life is over. I talked to her because she was broke. I knew about it. I found out about it. I ran into the line and I found she was working for food. And they were trying to investigate. Technically, but over there. They weren't going to do that. They knew what they did. They're just married because I thought that. So let's say it's crazy. When I saw the truth in the document, people would show that all the time. Because I said you had a discrepancy in what it was. Didn't think it was Jesus in it. I had a thorough investigation done for me. And so, because of it, they remember me what it was. When I saw how it was and I was in eyes, I saw myself. I saw one sit there so much that zoned out, mentally disconnected from everything that she was around. She's in such a moment. It's a war for her soul to get back to normal, to preserve the sanctity of her mental health, her well-being. She needs a religion. I want to go in that first in the first half. Pretty much understand it because when she saw a woman who had been through a break, which starts off with a woman who's been through an emotional breakdown, being able to see it. She'll find it. She'll affect, she'll anger, she'll calm, and really clear said, that's unhealthy. Her skin broke out, so sure. That's not healthy. She's beautiful. But the light is being sucked out of her. I think that I am myself. So when we talk about March Madness, the seminar was to be able to help each other understand it and not laugh about mental health. Those who felt in their need to talk to me in a good way on that live, how dare you? How dare you ask about my mental health? Justin Grassley did it. Jeremy Allison did it. Monica Turner Allison, all about the tea is Monica Turner Allison. And she needs to work for her rest. And it needs to serve her. And Jeremy Allison is responsible for the YouTube things that Nick at Night did. Toxic Diamond did. Tasha K, Tasha Key, Storm Monroe, Wiley did. But Wiley is the one who followed me on YouTube a year ago. There is no excuse for Tasha Turner to keep her transgression. Tasha Key will do anything famous and show. Because the petty is the new page. Give it to the level of like psychotic investigators. I'm not going to back down. The people who are mad at me talking about this are mad because it reveals the fake in them, the snake in them, the abusiveness in them. And like I told you guys, walking it back to when I watched this movie radio, I realized that was real life walking radio. And for this way, I'm gassy. I am gassy. I have to bring that happy. Because guess what? I'm working. I'm walking, so so a whole so instead of like being big things that are small and going back to go big child fall behind, that's why I started crying. And because I was not going to be telling me everything because now I know what I'm happy. I'm a feeler. I'm an impact. My essence I just now mastered the art of how to cope and laugh at things and not take things so serious. I learned how to master emotions that they to me all the time. It's because members, people utilize my emotional deficit. I'm not using this what I am going to see my foot. Pardon me, I'm put within you. But I'm learning to master everything and slow down. Like I could look at and my brain does such voice. I remember this first moment. Y'all see it all the time. I laugh at it. Because I have to learn what I do. I have to learn follow me. I'm stressed. I'm doing better. I've almost got it. But I legitimately, I'm so proud of myself. I've been deaf through John already. 16 years old, John sleeps deaf. I'm a boy before it is triggered. It's just something I'm working. But I'll tell you one thing. I knew then when I found out that like literally I was having issues with my dad. Is that I never said anything against what I was doing. And I want to be a part of it. I want to be what's good. I want to build my career. And that's the boundary that I support them for a career. I don't want any level of damages to my life, career. Come from crap that happened over 30 years ago. I just want to be able to move on. I've been trying to. But in this unpack session, the self-love that we have to help ourselves is loving even stuff we don't like. That's even our life students. Some things are so rigid and agreement that you can really use to the point that it's hard to come back from. So the session has to do with what the level of avoidance of trying to get to a level of reliance, coping. You know, and we have to cope with a lot of things and have self-love for ourselves as a loving layer of foundation. And going from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset is a level of measure of understanding. We gotta get to a point that we have a long way of understanding all of that because I haven't mastered that in real time. When I did my documentary of my life and took the risk of documenting things to protect myself, to keep myself safe for one, keep myself safe, preserve my well-being, protect my daughter, protect my family. I just want to make sure that I'm adequately protected and represented because, again, some of the questions for protection, although I have the right gene for protection, and still doesn't matter. I want to be protected. If anything, others not do so. But the way to turn this life around for the child to be trying is talk about it, move on from it, I don't want to be gaslit for both of you. I don't want an intimate partner while inclined, miserable, wealthy, well-connected, narcissist, excellent, bad because I found out you're a liar, a cheater, a habitual provoker. You lied to everybody else. You tried to get away with everything you did. You played in my face, all for you, up to including my baby's father, which means all for you. But my baby's father is not at fault because guess what? He was the one who was arrested. But the level of layers said that he had not got arrested a long time ago. I would have never thought about it. And then on top of that, I asked this question a long time ago when I first started dating. And looking into it, looking into it. And then I realized things about the same case. I realized he was doing the opposite. And he called him. And then everybody took a hold of the bag for this. Even law enforcement did. I don't blame him. Would you want to hold the bag for this BS? Would you have an agency that to protect and start one participates in BS because somebody had it in for their ex and was working for you? Or would you rather be an agency that said this is gross misconduct and gross negligence and gross malfeasance and here's the justice, I'm sorry. Let me help you figure out what's going on and what's investigation. And they had to. Because they're uninvited right now. Because why didn't you intervene? What happened in all these years that you didn't do something about this? Who told you not to do your job? That's where we go into a level of layer of loving yourself enough to stand up for yourself as a victim, and not be a victim, but be victorious. Because the reason why we take survivors is not always make it out. I'm determined to make it out in this situation. I'm determined to become a good life coach. Y'all see that I'm a phenomenal addict. Y'all see that I'm great at being a mentor. Y'all see I'm great at leadership and management. My shine sparkles so deep it unnerves people, including my parents. Parents. Near and far. I would think that you would want to celebrate your child's achievement. I would think you want to celebrate your child's ability to be incredibly talented. I'm not perfect. I don't know how that works. Y'all see me, beep, got me messed up. Y'all just saw it in the last slide. That's why I addressed it in the beginning. Because nobody's going to take me to that level I've been at before. For 2 years straight of being extremely tormented, provoking, gaslit people starting down again. Don't tell me I'm talking too much. I didn't talk enough. I should have taken a lot of you underneath the butt. I did it. That's what kept some of you out of jail. I made it earnest to get out of debt. Saved a lot of you from going to jail for fraud. Wire fraud. Business fraud. Egregious levels of stealing money. But y'all don't seem to see that. And when you talk about intimate partner models, stealing somebody's business model, damaging their hopes, their dreams, their outlook on life and love, you've done more than damage to life. You destroyed a life. You destroyed a mother. You destroyed a businesswoman. You destroyed them before you even got started. You can't go back to it. You can't go outside. You can't say, how can I punish my wife without touching her? I saw that. Yeah. I saw your bank account, folks. I don't want to be married to you. I want a divorce. You're not going to wait 5 to 10 years to go over again. You're not going to sit up there and do sadistic nastiness that you've got to me already. For any fiance or acquaintance who would do something like that, you're not going to steal anything from me. I don't want nothing to do with you. Or anybody else acquaintances. That's why I call them out. I'm sure before any of the acquaintances that I met. Because you're disgusting and you disgust me. Because it benefited you, not me. And even at that, I was benefited. I didn't know what happened until the last minute. So now that I'm defending myself, now I'm all kind of crazy. See, this is what wealthy, well-connected narcs do. They call you crazy when you're telling the truth. But I got a paperwork 50 mile long. I documented since 2012, so let's say, but in this Unpack session, we got to talk about sometimes self-love is defending yourself, defending the children. When you're getting shut down food, when you're getting shut down products, bad makeup products, bad hair products, bad food, people watching you sit there and eat it while they're tampering with your food, something's in the milk. You need to milk. Or do you mean dumpster juice? Or do you mean levels of provoking gaslight children? Or do you mean assault sandwiches? Or do you need a chair and then that's the domestic for? Or do you need going overseas and having my cell phone stolen from the and right when we do it? I see myself in another moment and I cry. What is this? Okay. I have so much stuff that's happened to me. And I'll write about it. It's helping me to heal. I'm not crying because I'm weak. I'm crying because I'm trying to keep the year out. Literally. And I'm not naturally like that. I'm not naturally a violent person. In fact, I was a very peaceful person before I was started. In fact, let me tell you my life. I was a happy go lucky, but I was a happy person. I was a person that laughed at the air being funny. I was never a person who laughed at butterflies being outside. I was a person I laughed when I farted. I was working at burpee contest with my sister and worked like a whole rat man. It's like, we're dead. Not lady like, but I'm sharing you guys all the things that we've done. That's it. We're just fighting with each other. That's all. We're those kids. We just do more each other and cheer each other. Stuff like that. That's what I like. I was a little girl that had a skirt on, hanging upside down, and cutting up and doing the rope. I was a little girl who sat up there, Mom, what's the doing now? Go get right with the ball on, okay? I go right back outside and sit up there in the tree and kind of and have a good time. So I did a somersault, backflip, cheerleading. I was that girl. I did no-handed cartwheel, somersault, backflip. I used to compete with my cousin. That's what I was. And he's a boy. He always tried to outdo me. We used to fist fight in the yard for fun. We used to duke it out. Mortal Kombat, finish you! And it was really like that. We had fun. I was a kid. I became a teenager, tomboy, tom girl. And when I say I was a tom girl, I was that girl that didn't want to go to prom because they didn't want to wear freaking dress. That's me. I wore makeup. Sure did. I had my makeup to match my clothes. But I don't want to wear no stinking dress. I just started wearing dresses when I turned 27. My first show, Evan girl dress, what they call them, was at 27 years old. Because I thought I was too big to wear a dress. I was that big girl. I wasn't the far queen. I was what they considered ugly duckling, but I wasn't ugly. I was just a big bucket. But when I tell you guys levels and layers of how far things went. Hi. Hey, buddy. I miss you. I miss you too. When I tell you I'm that girl, I'm that silly girl, silly goose that laughs about birthing contest with my sister. She's a whole tomboy for real. I'm a tom girl. I'm the one who dukes it out with a cousin and then says, you broke my nail. I'm the girl who has long hair down my back. They put me in a convertible, and then my hair is like white girl hair. So I should have put some hairspray in it, and my hair goes over my head like a lion. I'm like, when I come home, my mom's like, what's wrong with your hair? He did it. She let him do it. So when I tell you I learned how to tame my hair, I put hairspray in it so it won't be all over the place. I'm that girl. I'm the one who will learn how to change a tire just for fun. I'm the one who knows how to change the lock on the first try because some guy decides to teach me and thinks he pinned the tool in tailored here, and I got it right on the first try. So it's beginner's luck. No, it's good at what I do, moron. I'm that girl. And so I'm that girl that would build the class. I'm that girl that helped rebuild our bed after we broke it multiple times. I'm that girl. But I broke the nail. Fix it. Here, fix my nail. So I'm your girly girl. I like football. I like basketball. I like sports. I love boxing, MMA. The more blood, the more guts it is, the better it is. I'm a girly girl too. So, yes, I took etiquette classes at 2 years old. Took modeling etiquette classes at that age. I know my people in my college for it. I know how to sit with my elbows off the table. I still want to. Because there's going to be a day where I'll be appointed in life to elevate in life, and I'm going to have to master the art of being graceful again. Poised. Not slouched. So I'm getting it in while I can. Y'all are getting to see me in my true, authentic form as a life coach, wellness coach, health coach, divorce coach, miracle coach, and then on top of that, as a serial entrepreneur, serial brander. Y'all are getting to see me in rare form, the real me. This is my true character. When y'all see me boss up like that, it means that I'm tired, and I'm fed up, and I'm going to have to verbally punch you because I don't like using my hands like that unless I have to. I've been to the dungeon. I like boxing. I like martial arts. But one thing about that taught me is discipline and learning to walk away. Learning to walk away before you punch the shit out of somebody. Because some people will take you there. I've had people with that. I don't need anger management. I'm after God. I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm being bullied on my things in life. Such a cold teeth. What do you mean, dear? I never needed any type of humbling. I've been humbled, and that's what the problem was. Being humble for too long. So when I have to sit there and boss up and tell you exactly what you're not trying to do, then you're seeing the savage mode in me, the beast mode in me, and the beast in me is sleeping when I'm dead. I don't think you want to meet that beast mode, savage mode. I can show you better, because I'm just been talking. Everybody knows that. So I don't talk too much. I didn't talk enough. Because I say the same people who put knives in my back. I like what I see. Because when I tell you I don't want to see that side of you, I'm dying. No, nobody does. That's why my ex used to call me evil. He knows that he gets me off. And the evil side is not nothing nice. And I've told you guys, I come with a warning level. Do not piss Asperger's syndrome, high functioning, get this woman off. Because there's a way to break your soul without touching you. You don't want that. Can you go half with me? Half on what, dear? We're talking, we're just chatting. We're live. And when I tell you guys that the Unpack session is for us to sit back, chit chat, and get to know each other, get to know the real me, the calm me. This is me all the time. And if I'm calm and mad, you better run. I'm not going to touch you because I don't believe in violence. Let me tell you the best way to do violence. Put a pen and paper. I did this for 12 years, documenting 12 whole years every day to protect myself because I always knew it would be my word against everybody else's. But now, let's get into the Unpack part. We talked about mental health. We talked about levels and layers of how your mental health can be affected, your well-being can be affected from levels of abuse, torment, gaslight, bullying. It did affect me. I'll tell you right now, I'm only Asperger's syndrome high functions. They can look like schizophrenia. They can look like bipolar disorder. It can look like everything but what it is. Being tormented, gaslit into levels of beep, 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 you got me messed up. Everything you do. I got emotionally abused, mentally abused, viciously abused, verbal vitriol, gaslighting, torment, degradation, bullying, harassment, terrorism, technology abuse, emotional abuse, torment. It tore apart a relationship that could have been beautiful. It tore apart friendship. Oh, I don't need anything, dear. I don't drink. Or what are you talking about, dear? I don't understand. I got your fix. Okay, the fix is I hope my life is fixed. There's no other fix. I don't need anything. I'm good. Because when I tell you guys that I live a good life, a happy life, I don't drink, I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't F off or goof off, I don't party like a rock star. If you do, y'all, I don't judge anybody because we've all been there. We all party like a rock star like mine. I don't let people sit there and play in my face to do anything to me. I party like a rock star before, so what? I was young and stupid. Let me do something. Oh, that's what you're saying. Oh, okay. I'm your next. Oh, okay. Because when I find my next man, when I find my husband, I'm your next. This hold me down to keep my interest. I would think that any woman, this is what we're going to talk about in some kind of session, and it's what it went down. It's really not both of what we were talking about before. The live went left with the word corrupted and gaslighting and say, well, the last live, and there was nothing acceptable about that. That's what I went through for 2 to 3 years. Woman, your best friend. My next husband will be my everything. We'll have a level where I'm going to tell him the relationship between the two of us, where we're emotionally intelligent. That's what I mean. I mean, like intelligence agents pick up conversation. All I'm saying is that civilian mother, if I meet a man, that I'll meet a man, whether he's wealthy or not wealthy, he's going to love me in the manner of loving my soul, paying his family soul, and love that away from me, and I'll forget about everything that's there. And be able to move into another layer of growth that is so beautiful after tragedy, so triumph over tragedy. My legacy can be turned around to something beautiful. I'm speaking into existence, the law of attraction. I want you guys to understand what that means. Great mindset, yeah, I love that, yeah. Because the law and layer of attraction is to be able to have an iron abundance mindset, I am resilient mindset, I am healing, I am becoming, I am healing from a level of things that altered. I cry so much that I can't really cry as much as I used to, which means I'm not just like I can feel. It's going to take a long time because I have to cope with some life-changing, dangerous, deadly, life-altering things that were designed to kill me. I'm thinking into existence that God plans for me to live a long time. I'll die at 110 years old, be an old, contemporary old lady, a shady old shade tree mechanic, old lady driven to lemonade underneath the tree. Just say you're ready to be cheated. What does that mean? What does that mean before I agree to it? What does laid mean? What does lay mean? What does that mean? I had salty laid potato chips. I see it, but what do you mean? Explain. I hope it's not laid to rest. My whole life has been great digger. You know, you got something to look forward to. Oh, okay. I think you're ready for a good man, but I don't think this man is ready for you yet. I'm just saying. Well, let me tell you something. I don't think we're ever really, truly ready for someone because I've been prepared for a good man all my life by seeing good men that I was raised by. My uncle, all of them, my cousins who helped raise me, and I know what love is by watching my aunt, my uncle Beth, my uncle Boo, my uncle Junebug, my uncle Jesse. They loved their wives. They never hurt their wives. They did. They fixed it. They were being gastro, and their wives weren't ruby. Their wives were the yard. It's like Yasser is on Love Is, and y'all see it on the network. You never want a Ruben. You don't want to be a Ruby. You want a Yasser. You don't want a poet. You don't want a snake. You want a person who's going to love you the right way, physically, mentally, emotionally. He's going to take care of his wife, not take her out. Keep her, kill her. Not that. You want a man who's going to say, I never want to leave her. She's amazing. She's banging from hand to toe. And she's not the perfect shape of the whole. Things that we don't think is important. Well, I don't. You want this alpha? Well, I'm an alpha female. I probably do need an alpha male so I can be submissive and obey. So when I tell you that there's a level of I'm a traditional girlfriend, believe it or not, although I'm an alpha female, I have to have an alpha male. Because there's no way I can have a weak man. Stop working out. And when I say alpha male, I mean a lion. Somebody says a lion. A level of he can bring me out of the layers of pain of my soul, so to bring out to me inside and pull it out of me. Show the world how amazing his ability to mold a woman into everything she's supposed to be or should have already been. That's something that I'm speaking into existence, because when you think about the iron abundance mindset, I am resilient, learning how to cope, that man will be able to help me cope with the pain and suffering, help me to mold my mind, my outlook back to my being normal. And the day that we start, hopefully it's when he's older day, I'm older day, and then I can sit down under a tree when he's gone, and I can remember that I was married to somebody amazing who loves me, truly loves my soul, unconditionally loves me, love and all, love me through the anger, love me through the baggage, love me through my flaws, my people. Really? What's up, y'all? I want you guys to understand that pain can be turned into, suffering can turn into a level of savior to a level of being lost. Sometimes you have to go through being made uncomfortable to become comfortable with being uncomfortable, to master things that life will throw at you. Maybe life is trying to prepare me for greatness. I don't know. Maybe life is preparing me to handle things I have yet to speak. I'm speaking all this over myself. I'm speaking life over myself. I'm speaking God's plan to be well protected, well loved. To maybe one day be able to have a spark team. To maybe have a level of grace of I am abundance mindset, mind tribe. People who will help me heal. Because I'm going to need it. I'm not healed yet. I'm coping. So I'm getting there. The journey's not over. This battle's not over. Oh, well, you did, man. I'm falling in love with your love language. Aw. My type of woman. I'm going to tell you something. Everybody has a different love language. Because I was talked to by a man who was beautiful mindset before life got to him. He had an endless love. And I have yet to have an endless love and a true love. Because sometimes even when somebody dies, you still don't want to be there because you don't have them by you. That type of love that he found is rare. And I understood it when we left each other. Because that type of love you can't replace. No woman like that will be handled to that woman. And I understood it after me and I broke up. There's never going to be one to replace her. And I would never have wanted to replace her. But he taught me something. Love language. And then the next guy, who I thought was my actor, that was his movie. And I'm okay with speaking about this in the Unpack session because at some point in time, his daughter didn't love him. The same way the other guy, his daughter fell in love with him after she went through so many movies. And that's like hard to explain. Because love is something amazing. Love doesn't hurt. Love is kind. And if that love hurts you, it better well be worth the hurt. Because the rainbow at the end of the heart is something amazing. Doesn't always mean a pot of gold. But there's a wealth of knowledge and learning that you get. It's a higher learning more than gold or coin. You can always replace money. You can replace material things. I just replaced my freaking microwave. I would drop me something that I like. So that I can live and be quite all right. I'd replace things that are tampered. But you know what? Maybe it's time for something new. I bought that microwave with my ex. So it's time to replace it anyway. Sometimes we put our things away so we can get something new. It helps me to purify and cleanse my home. My home is not the same. This is my home-based business. So let me tell you something. It hurts me because I'm going to be leaving my home. Because I can't ever be comfortable in a place where damage happens. I'm going to miss my home's business people. I'm going to move. It's time to move. It's time to change. I'm ready. Now, so let's think about I'm ready, but I got a Squidward feeling about it. Because life is thrown me so many lemons. I got to make some lemonade. So I don't feel like it's sugar, honey, iced tea. It's hard to do with y'all. So what y'all see in me leveling up in life is from the foundation first of eternity, building a pyramid. So I can stand on top of that pyramid and say, I am somebody. I am resilient. Getting past the madness of life and what life has thrown at me. So that when I finally meet my yacker and I'm his yarded, not his Ruby, that even when he falls in love, I fall in love with him. It's like the princess in the song. And I get to meet my friend. But it doesn't mean that he's royalty. It means that I get to meet someone who loves me. Interesting, like a pretty book tells the title. Who will love me all in all. Love my language, my body, before my body. Because I can always upgrade these foods. I can always upgrade my body. Kids damage your body. Yeah, I've been calling this baby fat for years. But guess what? I don't care. I mean, I'm not too low. I love you here. But that doesn't matter. Because when somebody loves you, they're going to be the perfect shape no matter what. Whether you're sitting tall, fat. Because guess what? That's aesthetic. Whether I lose my looks, whether I gain my looks back, like I have, I'm starting to age backwards. I never aged much anyway, but I've aged almost 10 years physically. My body is coming down with a lot of stress. You can look dead young. You can look so down because you've been through so much crap. I wanted to have a conversation about mental health. I wanted y'all to see what it looks like. I didn't want to talk about Derek Jackson too much, as you said. So when you guys call in live, and you can text us during the live, 866-727-9323 international, or you can text us at 404-418-5104. You guys will be able to get in touch with us during the live now. And then on top of that, if you want to do love offerings while you call us in the show, 515-602-9765, or cash out love offerings, $IMCC coaching, $Diva coaching, Saw us on Team Wall of Mine. I saw us on Talk Radio Diva. So the Talk Radio Diva speaking myself, trying to do more. You can get text updates from me. Call me your email. Text me your number. And I'll text you to the phone. Because when I tell you, part of my rebranding and rollout is to show you that you can come back from anything. My legacy is built on the foundation of which they thrown at me. People live in flat houses from stone. But when I threw a folder back, now everybody's mad. Too bad, so sad. Because let me tell you guys something. Self-esteem is everything. And this is the last part of it before I lose a life. Having self-esteem and not feeling like I'm positive. Stepping into your crown, whether you're royalty or not. Treat yourself with the majesty of being calm and learning how to love yourself. Loving others, even if they don't love you. And rebuilding a foundation of bricks that were thrown at you and standing on top of that pyramid of behavioral health, mental health, emotional health, and bridging the gap at the top and standing at the top of that thing and saying, I am somebody. Whether you're Asperger's or not, I am a beautiful woman, or if you're Christian or male, I'm Christian or female, born a woman. And I say, I am somebody. I am a beautiful black woman. I am a beautiful black woman next to white. I'm a beautiful me too. I am every bit of my legacy. I'm victorious. I'm a loving woman, a good mother, a good brander, a good serial entrepreneur, a good life coach, one coach, divorce coach, mentor, business manager. Then that means there's a level of trying to keep around me. Getting out of that imposter syndrome and stepping into my true skin again. Maybe she's going to say. So when I tell you guys I'm going to be creative, that journal that I have online, I picked out specific journals because it explains me. I can feel you hurt my heart. Yeah, because I'm really hurt. I'm just good at not showing it. The hurt and the pain is deep. The care and love I have for my wife and would be the love and care I have for my Canadian friends would be. The embarrassment I feel is so deep. The love I have for my yachter that I really truly felt about is deep. But now I'm ready to unconditionally love myself more than I ever did before. And that kind of self-love is so dope, yeah. But I love myself to that much. That's why I'm not yelling anymore. We all saw me yelling for 2 years. My dignity back. I felt like I lost it. For the years I was very humiliated. I was ready to give you a hug fight. I'm not a hugger, but I'm not a big hug when it's somebody that loves me. But when I tell you guys, I'm telling you to hug 10 years ago. Like a real hug. It told me it's going to be okay. I'm okay. I'm okay all the time. I'm okay telling you guys. Yeah, maybe. I'm just calm. I lost so much. I lost so much at first. And to have to deal with all that and deal with the realization of what happened. Childhood trauma changes you. Because it happened at first. I didn't get to know why until then. 30 years later. I just know why you were sorry. To know that what was what? My mother, thank you for giving me that question. You have no idea how much I do know that. I'm not talking about my doctor, no mother, but my mother. So crazy. I didn't know. For our protection. That's a legacy, something. And it's like so beautiful. Out of tragedy. I'm building that my mother and I can see my real mother's legacy because I don't want to do it. And I'm owning that. For you guys to understand, as a child, to forgive your mother and your father for what they had to do. That's something that will forgive your heart. I gotta forgive. And I'm doing my best to do so I can have closer. Yeah. And don't breathe down over that. I was working out so many times over this. Probably y'all have no idea. Because the city that I came from, you have something for me to use. The story, I don't have to tell you anymore. My story is so deep, it's deeper than that. But hip-hop saved my life. Music saved my life. There's some heroes in the guitar that were there. Or somebody else, you know. You just don't get the whole story. And that's what I was my life for me. I didn't love it. I went down the country. But it was and he was saying, it's hard to keep my bones. Let me go cry, I will cry. I want to feel more bad for you than I can myself. Because it doesn't make anybody cry. And still reach anybody. Genuinely, authentically. Don't see me red nose. I cry, I get red nose because I'm white skin. See, I have white girl problems. Yes, I farmer's tan, y'all seen it. And I feel like a white girl, so don't touch me. So when I tell you guys how important it is to share your world with people, it's to share each other and heal each other. Because part of this story and the risk I took to tell my truth, save my family, to save my adopted family, mobbing, that mobbing character. And also to close the door on generational hurt for the whole family. The secret of the job thing is not for anybody to discuss. So I would implore a lot of people, including my mother. I'm so love you. I'm just mad at you right now. Daddy, I'm so mad at you right now. Mom, I'm so mad at you right now. Grandma, I'm so mad at you right now. It's going to take a long time for me to be one man. But it doesn't mean that I don't respect my elders. Even the ones that have left me, I don't know who be though, because it's just so much hurt. It's okay, we'll try to the doing one past this one. So, because I never meant to hurt anybody. I tell you the truth. But it's not true. And when I tell you guys, I was so glad to see Eric Jackson's wife do what she did. That's why I wanted to be able to support her spiritually, emotionally, to care for the lady. I think you don't know me. I don't know you can care what pace that I was with you. Because we all see things in our life. We've all went through things in our life, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a relationship. The true life is loving your wife, girlfriend, fiancé, to pay the suffering and being man enough to share it and take that thing away. Whether it's people who've done it, whether it's situations and life that's done it, and being able to emotionally recognize when your wife is falling apart or when your girlfriend eventually falls apart. Because life will do it to you. That's what this Unpack session is about. We just sit here. I'm answering you guys as we're talking. Relate to so many things. Good. And when I tell you guys, sometimes people are sent here to kill you. I need to be damaging them because you have like healed first trauma. That's what I meant by this whole behavioral health. A lot of us need to understand this. We all need to stop. I've been tormented by both gaslit, sodomized, raped, beat down, mentally, emotionally, financially, physically. What else do you want me to act like? I have to laugh at you because it's pissing me off. And y'all know me. I'm a bull. I'm a Taurus. And when you make a Taurus nag, and now the zodiac moved to Aries, now the goat goes up that. You know what? You know the goats come out. So now technically it's Aries. You cannot stop the West Side. You just can't. But then when I tell you guys, I'm a true Taurus down to my socks. I'm a born Taurus. You will don't start no more beat. It's Taurus Nation here soon. April's gonna come along. We're the blue of Aries, Alkaline, and the bull Taurus Nation, Taurus season. This year we're going all in. Us Tauruses, and those of us who've been moved on Zodiac to Aries, so it's gonna be Aries Nation, Taurus Nation. Y'all don't want that. I literally try to because I try not to even in some of our relationships. I literally hate to do that. Like, also guilty for even having righteous anger and upset. That's how much of a feeler I am. I'm the happy tree friend girl, like, what's me happy? But then, like, life hit me, and now I'm like Squidward. So I'm probably with my dog. You know, the dry looks like dressing RBF. That's who I am now. Like, are you done? I don't want to build this anymore. I feel some type of way. But I want you to see me act like and show my rear end. So I'll just sit back quietly and be like, are you done? Are you done pissing me off? Are you finished? That's my accent all the time. Are you finished? Are you done? Come see me. It's working. And I used to think about when I had PTSD and I still do. I'm dealing with a level of trauma and betrayal trauma and levels of trying to work past all of that and still be a brand new entrepreneur and take the risk of documenting everything online. And it was risky. But the greater the risk, the greater the reward. The reward came to the fact that I'm able to come back to myself. That's still more trouble than I ever had in my entire life. I think it was so long because I didn't want to accept what I've known since I was 6 years old. That was a lot to know because I know the adoption. But I didn't want to accept it. I lived in a level of separating that from my identity. And I think I screwed up when I did that. I should be proud of what I was instead of ashamed. Because I didn't know who they were. I never got to know them. I didn't grow up around them. But I watched them vicariously. And I got to know who they were. And I became more prouder, but I had separated it so much. That's what I meant by cognitive dissonance. Because I never embraced it all. Because it would mean that I would question why did you want me? Something didn't want me. It's a level where things done protect me and my sister. We were lucky. It's just that what can you do at that year at a time when there weren't adequate protections like there are now? I get it. But I want you guys to understand how trauma can shape you. And then when you get into a marriage or a relationship, until you heal that trauma or those wounds, you can never be whole. You just can't. If you are, you're faking it to make it. That's why you see those perfect proactive patties and you see those proactive Catholics who are happy all the time. It's like, ugh. Why are you so happy all the time? Because they have not hit a level of things happening that changed them. or they haven't addressed it and hit it full on and had a level of grief so deep in their bones that will piss them off and have them at that like that. And when I tell you, remember that movie Deliverance from Ego? There's a level of deliverance that comes from done something up. I just want to make things right there. So happiness is going to be in your life. Well, I'm going to tell you that. That's what he meant by deliverance. Deliverance is getting to a point of delivering ourselves from the things from, of solving ourselves of our sins, or a level of layers of things that happen to us, the things that we've done, by being honest first and foremost. Admitting that we're mad, admitting that we're angry, admitting that we transgressed against someone, or we did transgress against like it was to me. We have to get to a point of admitting that, yeah, I'm upset, yeah, I'm grieving, yeah, I'm pissed off, but I'm grieving multiple things. I have to get a hold of myself with that and just say, hey, I'm grieving. Grieving multiple things, my identity, who I was, versus who I really am. It's kind of like when you establish an album that says I am or something versus me, something like that. I was, I am. Yeah, that's it. And when I tell you that I can feel that, the person I was, and I get it. Good job. Okay, cool. Drive safe, play, buckle up, make sure you have your seatbelt on. Don't you drive safe. Because I'm going to come to some kind of person. I want to make sure that we take the time to come everything part by part. When I tell you guys that we have to find a level of understanding and acceptance and find a level of layer. We have to find a level of layer. I'm just reading the comments. The fun was like, okay. When I tell you guys that there's a level of what they call trauma recovery and post-separation abuse and coercive control, all of that goes hand in hand. And then when there's a level of piss off, you have to get to a point that you're no longer pissed off, but you've got to learn piss excellence at a level layer of recovery and a relational value of using what happened to you as a level layer of a trauma narrative to get to a point of resilience. So that's the best that I can word without going all extra textbook on you guys. As I can regurgitate, there's a level of rest therapy and physical therapy, and we need to equivalently, ideologically, make a level of layer of breakthrough and using all these big words and crap, but I don't want to right now. But I want you guys to understand that I can get on everybody's level, because this is what the group really needs here. Everybody's not more on those very movie. How many people are so pretentious and jerks and dicks who have master's degrees and PhDs and they're a bunch of type of people? And I'm just like, you suck. It's like this thing that I used to laugh at, wordplay. Y'all look it up. Dude did a thing on My Little Pony. Look up wordplay. I think it's Bo Life. He did it. And it's wordplay is like, oh my God, I want to find an edited version so bad so you guys can I'm just do it right now. So you guys, it's explicit, so I'm gonna do it. Don't get mad and don't ding me for this, y'all. This is hilarious. This is wordplay. And this is for my rainbow dash. This person knows who they are and is dedicated to you. So we used to laugh about this all the time. The level of discord. Y'all, it's hilarious. I want to do it so bad. I don't know if they took it off. I kind of work later. They might have taken it off because they got something. Y'all, it's hilarious. I'm just playing piano. I'm sorry. And he's like, F the rules, F the block. This is it, and this third. I'm trying to find it, bro. It's hilarious. Anyway, if I can't find it, bro, I might find it afterwards. And it's just like too funny. So, a person, he goes against the grain, right? And he's a Tony wordplay. Let me see if I can. Here it is, Bo Burnham. Y'all want to hear it? I got something for you. Here we go. Wait for it. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Hope, trust, and faith. Hold on, So the pony puts up Y17, right? So, it's supposed to be for kids. So do you think that was appropriate? I wanted to share that with you guys to explain when I've had to go, their level of cutting up to show that I have a level of self-respect for myself and boss up and tell people how party and me messed up. That's how I really felt. I wanted to be able to show you guys my silly side. I know it's so big. But it is right on time for this Unpack session. I still listen to that when I get mad. And I'll really think about it and put my earphones on. Oh, the relationship back to happiness again. It will be. It will. Because I had a happy relationship at one point in time, and it will be. It will be. And I tell you, I speak that and speak life to myself and everybody else. That's the reason why I played that. Because y'all saw me crack the heck up just now over something that I listened to years ago. There's an edited version I let my daughter listen to, but my daughter was like, I want to hear the uncut version. And let me tell you something. The little girl's mouth flew open. She was like, oh my God, what's funny? I want something. Yes. And when I tell you that my baby, who used to love My Little Pony, I did a birthday thing for her. I kind of did this for her and for her sake. Be a good momager for My Little Pony, my Alicorn unicorn, Alley Cat. And I wanted her to be able to laugh at this and remind her mommy loves you hard. And anytime you get mad, Alley Cat, and life gets to you, play that. You have my permission. Just don't do it around your boss and get fired at work. I don't want you to get fired for that. But put your headphones on and then rock out loud. So when I tell you guys that being a millennial mom and having to raise a level layer of millennial second-gen child who is raised old school and ordered and have a level of respect for her elders, there's a level of layer of I have to go between being an old school mom and being a new school mom with mixed with clear husband and trying to do the best that I can to be an Asperger's high syndrome, what do you call it, high functioning, Asperger's syndrome, high functioning, instead of backwards, syndrome, high function, tested, gifted, Asperger's syndrome, ASPI. So hard. And when I tell you guys that I'm like an angel with a cookie halo, I do the best I can to act right, do right. But sometimes my ASPI acts up. It's kind of like major pain. Oh, yeah, my agent orange act up. My ASPI acted up. So I just want to tell you guys that sometimes you got to act bad, talk dirty, and sometimes have a good time. And in this, I wanted to stop crying because the pain was hurting me and I didn't want to talk further about it. But when I tell you guys that I don't want my heart to hurt anymore because it drives me for earthquake. I don't want an earthquake. I want to live a long time. I want to repair my life, live my best life, and legitimately be able to be an old lady. I want to be a medical MD, forensic pathologist, and then on top of that, a forensic scientist to be able to do psychiatry, psychology, and be able to eventually write good books and things like that, or be able to help advise people who've dealt with Asperger's syndrome, high functioning. I'm allowing the facility that I end up being dragged to because of my part of violence to be able to study me so that they can learn how to deal with people that are Asperger's and learn how to help law enforcement become better trained. So that's why I'm working with the level and layer of forgiveness in my heart to be able to connect with agencies and teach them better how to deal with Asperger's syndrome, high function people who are being terrorized into my partner violence and recognize it. Hopefully I'll be a chief medical officer and be able to work these things out and be able to help the levels of agencies and things like that and recognize things for them when they have to go to court so that they can be able to get the restitution that they need, the levels and layers of things that I didn't get. So part of my legacy is to help build as a life coach, wellness coach, divorce coach, and also as a mother, entrepreneur, and a serial entrepreneur, and a certified wellness coach, divorce coach here soon, and then as a certified life coach, and I've been certified since 2016. I want to get back to my mama. I want to get back to the girl that I am. So the girl I was is gone. She's been gone. The girl I am now is the girl that you see. She's quirky, she's funny, a little classy, a lot of badassy, but I'm trying to reverse it to be a little less badassy and a little bit more classy. Yeah, I'm still going to be sassy though. Yeah, I said that wrong. So I wanted to make sure that as a life coach, you guys can see me as my true form. This is me. I am asking. I am. I shed some light on the things we need to continue a level layer of understanding mental health in all of its entirety. The levels of study continues, and the levels and layers of the marathon continues, meaning passing the torch to other people who will continue their legwork. I've finished my part of this race. I've finished my part. I've sacrificed so much. My career's been sacrificed. My time with my daughter's been sacrificed, but the losses are going to be less than what the levels of reward. The greater the risk, the greater the reward. I'm speaking that into existence. I'm speaking life into my life. I'm speaking the laws of attraction into my life. I'm speaking the laws of I am into my life. And the abundance mindset and going from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset means that I'm trying to get it back to a level, layer of my relationship being better. And that means my personal relationships, my professional relationships, my career endeavors and goals. And then on top of that, someday is my marriage. And to be married 20, 30 years is my goal. To be married 20, 30 plus years, 40 years, and feel like y'all are still together, y'all are still a power couple, yeah, that's what it's like. So I don't have to be the alpha female. So I can actually sit back as a lioness where my lion goes out there and makes the world go round. I'm just sitting back there as the Wizard of Oz, like, honey, don't drive us off the cliff. Hold on, sir. So I hope that this live was for all of us. I hope this heals a lot of people because my gift is being a hero. My gift is being a reader. My gift is being intelligent. meaning emotionally intelligent. Being inclined to be tuned to others. My gift is being a leader, a mentor, a speaker, a narrator, a orator, a writer, a coach, a mother. So I got to tap into my gift. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of time. The things that happened to me changed me. But I learned to do all that later in trauma. So I can get to the best part of me. The best is yet to come. So this Unpack session was the whole entire level of the coaching. So I try to coach you guys on and unpacking my life to fix my life in front of you. And then on top of that, to coach you guys, all of you who are going through this, because all of us have been through something that changed us. All of us have been through something that has totally mentally destroyed us. All of us have been through something that psychologically damaged us, but we don't have to stay there. That's a choice. So the end all be our heart is sometimes our heart has to break to make that better. Just have a little band-aid on it. They have a little glue on it. My little heart has been broken, but it'll come back together again. And there's somebody who's going to show me joy again, show me love again. Real love, unconditional love. Somebody who's going to build an empire with me. Somebody who's going to be on the same page. And somebody who is going to fix the world. But I got to fix it first. That person's going to go zero. It's going to show me that there is love out there. There is a fairy tale. There is something real. It's not perfect. There is something that I have to be committed to. And that is something that is a story at the end of. That'll be my real story. Then I'll write a book. And I'll write about this part. I'll be after my 20s and my early 30s. So, like, I don't want to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Don't ask me about it. Don't ask someone else. Yeah, I'm still not telling. So, I want you guys to understand that. And then get to where we get to a place moving forward. So tomorrow's session, before I leave out of here, we're going to talk about self-love in its entirety. And then resilience. And then on top of that, coping. And being able to move past everything. And then on top of that, finding a place to heal eventually. The soul of the nation is not mine, including mine. My soul is committed to the I abundance mindset. And moving from scarcity mindset and getting to the better enlightened me. So part of that is everything in what you see. So bear with me. Follow this real message in a bottle in real time on Periscope, Twitter. And those of you who find it 20 years later, 15 years later, and ask me about different things, then I'll tell you, I don't live there anymore, but I'm glad to answer the questions going forward, not backwards. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about the things that broke me. I want to talk about the things that made me. So, I hope that helps everybody. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the live. We've been on here 1 hour and 48 minutes and a level 12 minutes. So, time for me to enjoy my evening. And I've done a lot of work today. Part of my work is to work on myself and working on myself. Hopefully, it helps anybody who's lost yourself. You get that stuff. Build yourself on a foundation of bricks that are done into. Don't pyramid on the top of it. Instead of the top of it, I am somebody. I am beautiful. I am becoming. I am who I heal. That's what I see you do. So, I hope you guys love this live. Make sure you call in live 515-602-9765. Cash app love offerings are accepted. I am teaching coaching, don't leave a coaching, more online, helping the leader, helping the leader PC. And it's time to do more. You may also do things to go and text us, and that is to Top of Your Diva and on Diva Coaching ITC. Coaching. Go to a level up of texting us at 866-727-942-3-404-418-5104, and make sure you text it even after hours. We'll be able to get it and I'll respond. But don't spam. I will block you. I'm going to put the phone line. Thank you for attending the live, and I'll see you soon. All right. Take care.